Hey guys, how's it going? Today in this how-to demonstrational video I'm going to show you how to remove the dash faceplate and install a factory radio in a 1995 Buick Roadmaster Limited. The first thing that you're going to want to do, look up under the dash above the speedometer, and you'll see two bolts that have to first be removed. They look like this, and you could just use a standard wrench or a socket wrench. Then, after you remove those two bolts, go ahead and put your key in and put your shifter column down into first gear while you have the parking brake on, and then lower your steering wheel to its lowest point. Pull the top tray out and start pulling on this bottom portion here. They're all held in by metal clips. It's very easy to pull out. Maybe a little bit nerve-wracking, but it comes out with just a little bit of a tug. And there you go. You can kind of better see here the rubberized material that they use to cover the dash in the Roadmaster. Get a nice little soft feel to it. Next, open the glove box. There's a little piece of trim right here that also needs to come down for this wood grain panel to pass. It's also held in by those clips. Then next, all you have to do is just start grabbing the panel and pulling it. It's a little bit scary, but it does pull loose. About halfway there. I just cut the ignition on so that buzzer wouldn't beep the whole time, but I had to use two hands to get this area up, and you kind of have to fold this top piece of plastic under that. That also requires two hands. Alright, a little more tugging and pulling. The dashboard is free. Just kind of lay it back out of the way. And there's your radio. Now basically I'm replacing this radio with this brand new deck. It's also a factory Buick radio. It's the Monsoon deck. And it also has an auxiliary port to be able to use an iPod or other MP3 capable device. See, the tape player actually malfunctioned on the factory radio, and I was using a tape adapter for my iPod and things like that. So this one was a nice replacement. Keep the factory look. Now, I went ahead and took the dash out just for ease. Watch out for this stuff around the, that sticky material around each of the vents. It does make a mess if you get it everywhere. But basically the bolts around the radio are the same exact size as the bolts that you took off above the speedometer. There's only 3 bolts that have to be removed, 2 here and 1 there. Then, just turn the vehicle's power off and then pull the radio out. See, these radios are completely compatible. That black cord is your antenna cable, and the blue connector is pretty much like a standard connector on all these radios. If it has the blue connector, it'll fit. Those cords just pull right out. There's no clips or anything you have to mess with. So out with the old, in with the new. Alright, got the cords all plugged in. Got power.
At 508 Andy Griffith Parkway in Mount Airy.
Beautiful. This radio actually has the theft lock disabled on it, so it's just plug and play. A lot of these radios came with theft lock. If you buy one that does have it, usually a dealer will have to program it unless you know somebody that actually knows like the codes and the system and stuff to program it themselves. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is I don't think these radios ever came with an auxiliary port. I'm not sure. My guess that it's a custom input that's wired directly into the preamplifier. It overrides the tuner and everything and plays just like a regular auxiliary input would play. So let's give it the maiden voyage. Alright, so it's overridden. It's just a standard headphone jack. I'm just using a regular cable to connect it. Working so far. Beautiful. I just opted to get the one without the CD player because really, I don't use them anymore, obviously, but you can get them with CD players in them. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this thing back together. One thing I do want to mention too, for those of you who have thought about putting like boxes or subs in the trunk, I actually did. I put a 12-inch Kicker CVX Comp V subwoofer in a sealed box with a 1000 watt monoblock Hyphonics amp. These Roadmasters are extremely tight cars. There's virtually no hint of rattle in the back of this car, nor in the rear deck. It'll probably be hard to tell the bass, but we'll give it a try. Nothing. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, this just slides right back up in there. Just line it up with the screws. Gonna have it run in a second since I've had the power on, but just do the final tie downs. Now we'll go ahead and begin the reassembly. I just start snapping pieces back in. This is that air conditioner gunk I was telling you about. It's a mess. And then tighten these bolts back in. All fixed. Hope this was an entertaining yet informative video. If I can help answer any questions, just post it in the comments. Take care, everybody. There's a lot more where that came from.